Meanwhile, traveled all over the place. And this, I've just found the best invention on the planet. King George Hotel, which is not where I'm staying. Hotel Bratana. I mean, what is this? It's like a popcorn to-go box. So I've just been, it's late night at home. I mean, when you say Greeks, so let's just be honest, my big fat Greek wedding and the dad is like, everything started in Greece. There's a little bit of truth to that. I mean, look at this wooden silverware. Do you ever see this at home? No, you don't. It's amazing. We're leaving today. Oh, now I will tell you one thing that is not amazing. This might scare the planet, but let's just be honest. So I bought some female products, you know. And I was like, they're so cheap. You get, how many? You get 8 for like $1. It's like, wow, why am I paying so much for tampons in the United States? Let me just tell you why. Because you basically get the innards. This looks more like an enema than a tampon. Or not an enema. What are those medicines you put somewhere? I don't know. I don't think I like this grease thing. Happy birthday, Pammy. So anyway, we're leaving today. We've been in Greece. And we've been in brown sugar. We've been, where else have we been? Croatia. My dad, why are you whispering? Well, suppository. Why am I whispering? Because my children are asleep in the other room and they're very foul when you wake them up. So when families go on vacation, you see these beautiful pictures and everybody looks nice and la 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 la. That ain't what's happening. No. You end up being a mother in a borrowed robe in a bathroom making coffee with a lot of sugar. And who in the hell knows how much weight I've gained on this trip? Yesterday I said, I bet I've gained 10 pounds. And my dad said, maybe 11. So true. You look rested. I do. I look old and chubby. That's what I look like. That's what a trip with children will do, too. I thought it was new chapstick. There's no place to sit. Let's sit in the bathtub and have a little chit chat. I told my subscribers I would be coming on. I talked to them last night. Oh, this is real comfortable. No. Bathroom making coffee. This is a nice bathtub, though. Holy cow. Oh, it's dripping. Oh, shit. I tell you what, if you smoke, Europe is where you want to be. So in our hotel, right down the hall from our room is a smoking bar. And legit, you're just in there. People are just smoking away. And they've got some fans running. I mean, how about that? It like never... And last night, we went to dinner. And these people are eating pizza and lighting up a cigarette. I mean, you hadn't lit up a cigarette at a restaurant in the United States for forever. I mean, I'm getting wet now. It made me want to smoke. Get pillows and a blanket, call it a night in the bathtub. Where do you go next? Well, we go to the, no, it's really dripping. We go to the hotel in, we go to the airport in Athens. And then we do an 11-hour flight to JFK. And then we have 4 hours in JFK before we fly to Raleigh. Now, in JFK, have y'all ever watched that show, To Catch a Smuggler? Well, I do, a lot. And I'm trying to decide how much I need to claim on that form of what I bought. Because it looks like I bought a lot of very, very nice products. But as the man in, what country was that? Montenegro said, they're replicas. Replicas. Living the dream, smoking in the laundry out the window. Yes, that's right. Loved Greece. It's been very, very fun. Yesterday we went to the Colosseum. No, we didn't. Never mind. We did that last week with a tour guide. A tour guide is very wonderful unless the tour guide talks a lot about things that you don't want to hear about. That's the tour guide. So yesterday, we didn't have a tour guide. We went to the Acropolis. It's a very large set of stones on a hill. And it was built there as a, don't grade me on this, as sort of a churchish type of thing for Athena. So Athena was the goddess, and there was water up there. So we hike up there when we don't have a tour guide, but we find somebody in the parking lot. We negotiate 130 pounds for the 6 of us, and he takes us around for an hour and tells us about the Acropolis. Poor Amos, said Kenna. So Kenna has hit a Gatsby spent with the war in Montenegro. Amos is a constant part of my heart and my mind. Kenna, thank you for getting me in the gut. Last night I shared a photo with my subscribers. Amos and I FaceTimed last night, and we talked about 2 more sleeps. So that was last night. Y'all haven't even been to bed night. And then I'm super excited to see him. Amos, if you're new to this space, is my 8-year-old with autism and a genetic disorder. And he did not come on this trip. And that probably needs to be a whole video, but I have 3 teenagers and a husband and an 8-year-old and parents. And this trip, we came 3 teenagers, myself, and my parents. I've been gone for 3 weeks. Which I know, right? Who in the hell can go anywhere for 3 weeks? Because you don't work, and if I don't work, I don't get paid. So I'll see that. I'll see the benefits of that next month. But it would have been my brother's 52nd birthday. He died over 30 years ago. And when you lose a part of your family, you learn some things. Now, it's never an equal trade. You would never be like, well, you know what, that was worth it because I'm such a better person. No. When we were young, my parents traveled with us. We went to, back then, St. Peter's, Leningrad, which is now St. Petersburg, and we traveled. Well, Adam lost his chance to travel later, and it's just something that it's like pulls at your gut to do, So I come from a different perspective. I would love nothing more than to have Amos here, but Amos cannot do a cruise that is for adults that involves 3-hour dinners almost every night. I will say one of my children's favorite parts of the trip were 3-hour dinners. They love it. I think Russell counted, or Thomas ate 22 fillets. 22 fillets. What time is it there? It's morning time. I'm getting ready to take a shower, but I thought I'll just get some coffee and hang out and have a little chitty chat. So anyway, that's just that. My children are asleep, and they are foul. Spending this much time with your children, which you don't have to be. Are you in the bathtub? No. No, I'm not. No, yeah, I am. It's the only comfortable place I can find to sit. Spending this much time with your children, it's really a good experience. One, they are annoying, and you forget it because they're on phones a lot. But when they're not on phones and they're in close proximity to you, they will drive you bananas, even teenagers. Oh, my brother passed away today. My heart is broken. Yes, it is. Oh, Carol, I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. 19 years ago yesterday. You know, everybody has a story. And what I found is that people want to tell it. You know, it's like, that's why I say that about the photos. Like, everything looks so perfect. And meanwhile, like, our family is in like a full-on war yesterday because the tour guide was like, go right. Well, then I was like, oh, that can't be where you go right. So I went left. And then they're like, now you gotta walk 8 miles somewhere. And then we sit at a restaurant and all they have is falafel. And nobody wants food. And then Dad's yelling at us, you have to order something when you sit down. I said, but I ordered water. I wouldn't even want food. Y'all made me sit down. Or every time the children order like chocolate, he's like, that's gonna give you pimples. I mean, I tell you what. And then the children were like, I might get a steak for dinner. My dad goes, no, we're eating fair food. Oh, so funny. They'll be real excited today that we're leaving. That they're all currently annoyed at me for making them wear nice clothes to get on the airplane. That's when you know you're old, when you feel like you need to wear nice clothes to get on the airplane. Are you in Italy? No, we're in Greece. We're in Greece. And yesterday, we hiked up to the Acropolis, which might be, I think I'm gonna make, but then this makes me sound unappreciative. My mother even said yesterday, we went to the pool. Our hotel has a pool on the roof. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to get on the pool. She was like, you know, is it hotter here? I was like, it hot. I mean, we live in eastern North Carolina and they live down near Miami. I mean, it ain't like we're used to like Vermont. It is so freaking hot. I mean, we were in Pompeii, and I'm not kidding you. My dad's, the sole of his shoe melted off. I turned around, I have a picture, carrying the sole of his shoe, walking around in his half shoes. And then there was this guy that was like 20 waiting in line to get some gelato, which is ice cream. And he just fell over. I was like, oh my God, it's hot as hell. And we have the most annoying tour guide, and somebody's just passed out, and Dad's shoe is melted, and this man wants me to look at everything on the planet. And you know, once you've been somewhere amazing for like 2 hours, it's a block. You know, you can't take any more in. I will say, if you have children and you're going to go somewhere, you've got to choose what you want to see first, because then they're not paying attention anymore. And at that point, what they're doing is they're poking each other. There's a lot of like this on your shoulder when you're not looking, and then there's tripping, and then there's touching hair, and then there's taking phones. taking phones takes a lot of time. And then there's the best thing is when you go to dinner, you sit down at a nice dinner and they bring the basket of bread out. The basket of bread is attacked by vultures. Basically, I read that book for like the 100th time. Alive, you know, the people that the rugby team, their plane crashed in the mountains. And they were hungry. I mean, they were real hungry. That's what my children act like when they go to dinner. Now, the benefit of a cruise with that is that when you're on a cruise, your food is included. So an appetizer of mozzarella balls, you would get 2. Now, yesterday, you realize citizens are struggling to pay their bills daily. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I also saw children playing music for money. And I know that in North Korea, there are people in work camps. I do know these things. Yes, I do. I also know that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck got married this weekend. And Matt Damon flew in on his private jet to be there. So if you want to talk about fancy schmancy, talk to J-Lo, not A-Lo. A-Lo in the tub. 2-legged vultures. So anyway, if you go on a cruise, your food is included. Well, last night at dinner, I was like, I'm going to order a mozzarella ball because the children love these mozzarella balls. It was $12 for one large fried piece of mozzarella. So my children ate the smaller version on the cruise and 2 would come with appetizer. Do you know how many they would order before dinner? I mean, Regent Cruise Lines might have lost money on us. They would order 9 mozzarella balls per person. And then they would just round it up. So instead of 2, they'd be like, we'll have 30. 30. You think my dad liked people getting 30? Join a star party? What the hell? I wish I had a star party. I need a star party. No, J-Lo and Ben Affleck, I catch up on the news today. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to find out what the hell's happening in the United States. And all I see is that J-Lo, Ben Affleck got married in Georgia, near Savannah, near his $8 million estate. And Matt Damon came with his wife, and they have 3 daughters. And they had coffee, and she wore white, and the dress was made by Ralph Lauren. And his brother Casey didn't come, but now his brother Casey's acting like he just didn't come for no good reason. But we all know you don't miss your brother's frickin' wedding because you have children to watch. The star thing. I make money on stars. So those are some of the reasons that people hate me, because they think, why should I pay this woman in Europe in her bathtub drinking coffee? She's horrible. And those are the people that I say, why are you watching me? Don't watch me. Go watch J-Lo's win. Look, Janelle knows. It's like a tip. Now, you know, in Italy, they don't tip, but Greece isn't sneaky like America. Like America, there's just the tip line and they don't say anything. In Greece, they say, now would you like to leave extra? What do you say then? No? Yes? And in Greece, we were eating breakfast at this one place and they were like, oh, sorry, you know, your breakfast isn't ready. Legitimately, I looked back and it's an open kitchen and the cook was eating his breakfast. I was like, okay, you can't be that sneaky. I mean, he's eating his freaking breakfast. And then this man like wiped his nose and then threw a piece of bread on my plate. I was like, oh my God, I need him to like be with me all the time. I'd be thin. Do they actually eat all they order? My children? Yes, they eat all that they order. It is insane. I don't let them order more than 2 steaks at a time. They don't eat like this when we're paying for the meals. Let me tell you that. That's what my dad said yesterday. We're ordering fair food. Nobody's allowed to order any steak or fillets. It's too expensive. But on the cruise, Greeks don't sweat it. So, I think I need more coffee. I hate that I'm in the bathroom because the view of our hotel up in the restaurant has a view of the Acropolis. So pretty. But when I went up there in this outfit, they got me that to-go coffee as quick as they could. We were like, oh my God, people are going to think she's like wandered in here. The homeless American. I hate traveling. You know, my daughter and I were talking yesterday. We were like, what's the difference in a trip and a vacation? So she says that a vacation doesn't include looking at anything historical. And when we went to see Jesus' mother's house, I was like, we're going to go see Mary's house. You know, it's a 3-hour tour. She was like, I mean, I'm not even that much of a Christian. I thought you just had to believe in God. I didn't know you had to do all this. Don't you miss Big Thomas? Do I miss my husband? Of course I miss my husband. Yes, I miss my husband. Do I miss my husband so much that I wouldn't leave him to offer my children an amazing trip for 3 weeks? I mean, I wouldn't like throw him in a landfill for them, but do I think he'll survive 3 weeks without me? Hell yeah, I do. We talked to him last night. He told us how good he was getting at tennis, how busy he was at work. He had just gone to lunch with a bunch of our friends on the boat. I mean, he's kind of living his best life. I mean, what if you got to stay home for 3 weeks by yourself? Our nanny has Amos, so he's seen him a little bit, but he's not in charge. He did say yesterday, I mean, there's no food in this house. Hello, there's no food in this house. I didn't even act like I heard that. I was like, he has lost his mind. There's no food in this house. Now, the trouble is when we get home, he's going to have a little bit of we always have a little bit of a re-entry problem because he's not used to children and he's not used to having to actually do things for children. So he'll do things like we'll all be sitting around on a Saturday and he'll go out and come back in with a sub. And we'll be like, oh, what were you doing? He's like, oh, I went and got lunch. I'm like, oh, what'd you get? Oh, I just got myself a sub. I'm like, there's 5 other people that live here. He forgets. Does it break your heart missing Amos? I do miss Amos, but I'm so thankful for an amazing nanny, and Amos has been at the beach having a vacation, and my subscribers who are awesome. So I have people that pay $5 a month for me doing videos. I know I'm gonna, oh, you're crazy. Why should you get that? But our subscriber group is awesome because it is smaller and you don't get people trying to sell you their Cash App or people complaining. And we're kind of a group. Like I had 150 subscribers came to Edenton this spring. We're pondering doing a re-meet at the Christmas tour in Edenton this year. You need to go with your husband back to Greece. Well, that's a good idea. Where were you educated? A lot of places. Meredith College, Salem Academy, UNC Chapel Hill, and go Wolfpack, NC State. What was I saying? Now y'all made me forget. The subscribers. So my subscribers all sent Amos minifigures, Lego minifigures. And my daughter, who is 13, she wrapped them all individually, presents while we're gone, and he has been able to open one every day. And he has had the best time. We're going to have Mary come on a subscriber video and tell us about it. He just loved it. So good. Eden trip was great. It was great. Yes, my husband refers to our cat Tiptoe as Blair's cat, and he told her last night, he was like, your cat is driving me crazy. Your cat sleeps with me. It tries to take my air. And Honor is Amos's service dog. She is good. She's at the beach with Amos currently, living her best life. So that's been good. But yes, we've had a great time. We've had such a good time. And my husband's going to take a few days off this week so that we can, just the 6 of us, spend time together as a family, which involves, you know, arguing about what we're going to cook and making a mess and hanging out together. So yeah. And my 2 older boys go to boarding school in a week. My second one, this will be his 3rd year. My next son, it'll be his 1st year. So that's a big change going on in our family. We're going to be down to 2 children. And if I'm going to be totally honest, the whole Amos thing, I would love to hear from Mary. Oh, well, we'll do that, Sharon. Autism is not easy to deal with. You know, Annie, I don't know if it's autism or if it's just anxiety. I mean, it's just, are you in the tub? That would be a yes. Hold on. Wish I could put this, turn the phone down. I put it right here. I'm like, it's probably going to die. Yeah, but it's kind of, I mean, it's tiring, you know? It's tiring. Amos is in 2nd grade this year, and it's really, I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. This is probably more of a subscriber topic. It's really hard. There's a lot of feelings that go in with him and talking and thinking and listening about school. And, you know, my daughter was like, when am I getting my teacher letter? When am I getting my teacher letter? And with Amos, I knew who his teacher was going to be. And nobody texted me and said, who'd he get? You know, like that hit me in the gut, which you know that I know that. I mean, he's almost 9. I've been watching this. I've been on this path for a while, but still, like, those things just, you know, I said to my children the other night, I was kind of teary, and I said, you know, I love Amos, and I do fine with Amos, but there's sometimes that I said, right in this moment, I just wish he were like everybody else right now, right this second. And tomorrow I'll wake up and feel differently. But right now, I just wish that people were texting me, asking me who his teacher was, you know? And I wish that I was sitting there worrying about, I don't really like that teacher, and he's so this, and he's that, and he needs this, you know? But I don't get that. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I wouldn't trade Amos. But it still doesn't mean that it's not hard. So my son Russell is going to be doing a video with my subscribers, which is very rare. Russell is 15 and is not a video type. Oh my God, I'm getting tripped on. But Russell bought a glass sculpture yesterday of a fish, and he didn't have his money. And I said, you can pay me, because I knew he had the money, unlike my daughter who never pays me back. And I said, or you can do videos with me and make up the money. So he's chosen to do that. So I tell you what, it's a real treat to have Russell come on a video and do something. So if you want to hear from a 15-year-old boy who does not ever mince words, it's your chance when we get home. Oh yeah, I mean, it's good. Okay, carry on, people. I think I've got to go take a shower and get these children up to wake up. And I want to pop in with my subscribers for a minute because we're having a travel day with the subscribers today. Next stop after this is going to be the Athens airport. In the duty-free shop. Duty-free shop. Yes. Meanwhile, Adrian doesn't need to buy anything else. Carry on, people. I'll put the link to my subscriber group in. Goodbye.